How do you do post-campaign updates? How do they change? First of all, you need to make sure to have at least one monthly update. About what? About any of the following: progress on the content, manufacturing, production, and shipping, pledge manager related matters, events you'll be attending, when the rewards are ready, of course, shipping updates, and new projects in the pipeline launching, and the last one is community initiatives. Now we're going to look at each of them in detail. Progress on the content. You can do it in different ways. You can have visuals. The goal here is to keep your community updated on what you're doing. First of all, don't overpromise. Be honest about how things are going. If you're encountering issues, be forthcoming. Tell them what is the problem and what do you plan to do about it. If you need help, you can ask it, and sometimes they will be able to offer some solution. You can use pictures to communicate the status, as you can see here on the side. So you have a percentage bar that is loading pretty much. It can be more or less granular according to your project. Then the second type of update that you can issue are pledge manager related issues. You need to make sure that your backers have updated their data. There are deadlines after which is going to be difficult for you to change things that are in motion. So what they need to do is that, first of all, they need to double check their pledge. Are they happy with what they pledge, or they wanted to pledge for something else? This happens, so make sure that they double check. Make sure that their payment information are valid. Tell them, hey, is your credit card expiring? Because if it expires, we cannot complete this process. Just make sure that they are on top of that. Sometimes when they have debit cards, there are some prepaid cards actually where they need to load money into it. So remind them about that, because many of them do not keep this. They're not on top of this stuff. So if you don't constantly remind them, check your payments, check your credit card. Do you have enough funds in your card? What will happen is that their payment will fail, and then you will not be able to deliver their reward. And some of them will never fix this, but some will. So you need to remind them. Of course, they need the right address there. Many of them move while you're developing the project. So ask them until the very last useful moment to check if the address where they want the stuff is correct. Because changing it after the deadline, it's a nightmare. I've been trying, for example, right now, when I'm recording, I've been trying for 20 days to change an address, but the address are not in my possession anymore. They are in the fulfillment center possession. Then I need to ask someone else to change the address for me, and they're not replying. So it's important that backers change their address until it's possible, and after that it becomes a nightmare and they need to know about it. Again, they need to make sure that all the steps are completed properly if they want their stuff. You cannot stress this enough. Even small errors in these phases will massively complicate them getting their rewards, you shipping them at the right time, etc. So you need to start early and continue to hammer this point. You need to give me the information I need to send you the stuff. Of course, you can communicate with them in the updates, the events you'll be attending. You might be able to do some during the campaign and some before, during, and after fulfillment. So you can meet them there. You get a chance to get to know your community. You might be able to demo the game with some of them. It's not usually super efficient to show the game in that way, because it usually requires quite a lot of time, and you can just show it to a limited amount of people, but it's fun. And some of them have already purchased your product, but often they bring their friends, and their friends might also be interested. Listen to what they want, what they would like to see in the future, or for this product, or for expansions. Always try to treat them well. They will come back for more if they feel that way. And if there is something you can do that will make them happier about the experience, that you can do custom for them, try to do it, because they will remember. When the rewards are ready, of course, you should deliver them as soon as possible. Make an announcement in the update. Send the download links if it is digital stuff. Most of the time the rewards are physical. So one thing you should do is document the shipping process. So unboxing, packaging, everything that can show them that you are doing something about it. When the shipping is about to start, remind them that the physical shipping will start soon. And again, they need to check if their info are correct before everything will be locked up. If there are technical problems or they don't know how to do something, how to change an address, for example, try to be available to solve it, because it's easier to do it this way. Updates about shipping. Shipping is complex. You might be shipping in multiple countries, multiple continents, multiple waves. So be on top of it. Explain what's going on. Explain if there are problems of what you're doing to make sure they go away as soon as possible. Reach out to backers privately if necessary. Some of them will not read the updates. Sometimes you need information for them. Try to reach them personally. Sometimes they don't answer even that way. At that point, there's not much you can do. But some will just wake up the moment you reach out personally. You can do this for if you're missing information, if packages are bouncing, if they're getting the wrong package and things like that. Backers in different countries might have different concerns. So you need usually, in the structure of the update, you need to usually divide by areas, by zone, by continent. Because maybe some people will get their shipment before some other people. So make sure that it's clear of whom you're speaking about. Community initiatives. These are important to mention in your updates. It could be actual plays of your game, events that are run by the community, organized by the community, fan-made content. For example, thanks to our community, we launch a Broken Tales subreddit, which is very rich with material. And of course, you want to advertise it as much as possible, especially if the stuff there is good. And really, anything else that they do to support your game, it should be mentioned somewhere in the updates. Well, of course, it's useful to mention new projects you're working on, because the audience, especially if they're happy, carries over. So tell them about the new stuff you're working on. Tell them when it will be available. If they need to do something at a certain date, like sign up or support you or check out the launch. Tell them that you need help to make it happen. And try to do it only if the fulfillment of the current project is going smoothly, or at least you can see light at the end of the tunnel. Because if they're very unhappy with this one, it's unlikely they will come to the next one. Of course, deliver as much as possible of your current project before launching the next one, so they will have your stuff in their hand, and that's the best marketing you can have. And it's impossible to buy marketing that is as good as that, like when they can hold the things they paid for in their hand, and then you say, hey, I have another one, do you want to support the next one as well? Then that's when it's easy for you to convince them.